Sister Cheng Tuan, you may start.
Yes, can you hear me? Okay. Hi, Namo Buddhaya. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to yet another BMSM online Dhamma session. This evening, we are privileged to have Brother Siang Chye to share with us changing the world with the Brahma Vihara. As usual, we will first commence with a short metta meditation session guided by Bhante Mahinda. Let's compose ourselves while we await the recording to be played.
Please keep your body upright. Adjust your body to an upright and relaxed position. Keep your head upright, just tuck in your chin a little. Feel your shoulder joints relax. You may choose to close or half close your eyes. Bring your attention within. Bring your attention close to your hearts and observe a sense of calm and quietness. Remain in this state of mind with clear awareness. Whatever phenomena that arises, the sounds that you hear, feeling, sensation that arises, just be aware. Your mind is not disturbed, not distracted. In this state of calmness, you will now commence the practice of metta or loving kindness, wishing yourselves to be well and happy. As you tell yourselves to be well and happy, feel a sense of well-being and keep a smile throughout your practice. Be free from anger, free from enmity, from hatred and grudges. Be free from sufferings, from fear, worries and anxieties, and just dwell in calm and peace. Just as you wish to be well and happy, calm and peaceful, you will now radiate thoughts of loving kindness in all the directions, above, below, and all around you. Fill the whole space around you with your aura of calm and peace, and have the good wish that may all beings be well and happy. Going beyond the space around you, you will now extend loving kindness to the whole vihara, house or building, wherever you are, and have the good wish that all beings that are present here, may they be well and happy. May they be free from harm and dangers. Now extend your thoughts of loving kindness to all the surrounding areas, all the neighborhood, reaching out to the whole country, that all beings be well and happy. May they be free from harm and dangers. May they dwell in peace and harmony. Going beyond the country to all the neighboring countries, all the neighboring islands, covering the whole world, and all the realms of existence, known or unknown to us, seen or unseen, that may all beings be well and happy. May they be free from harm and dangers. May they dwell in peace and harmony. In the calmness of your minds, you may now turn your attention to develop mindfulness on breathing in and breathing out. As you breathe in and out, just relax and be mindful of the in and out breath. As soon as you become aware that your mind has wandered off, mindfully return your attention to your breath. Just continue your practice for the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Brother and sister in the Dhamma,
prepare yourselves to come out of your meditation, removing the focus from your breath. You will return your attention to your body. Feel the touch that you make with your cushions and seats, and slowly open your eyes. Be wide awake. Maintain the calmness, maintain the quietness within.
brother and sister in the Dhamma, once again, welcome to those who have just joined us. Before I invite our speaker for this evening's Dhamma sharing session, allow me to briefly introduce Brother Siang Chye. For those who don't know, Brother Siang Chye is the son of renowned Buddhist elders, the late Uncle Tan Teck Beng, past president of BMSM, and the late Auntie Tan, the past chairman of BMSM Ladies Section, and well-known Dana Queen, who lead a group Dhamma family. Brother Siang Chye is a renowned Dhamma speaker, having given Dhamma talks at various Buddhist centers in Malaysia and Singapore. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, he has also been actively sharing the Dhamma online, including that of session organized by BMSM. Brother Siang Chye's Buddhist education has its roots in the Buddhist Mahavihara, Brickfield. At a young age, he joined the Buddhist Institute Sunday Dhamma School. There, he therefore had the privilege of the late Venerable K. Sri Dhammananda as one of his early Dhamma teachers. Growing up, he joined BMSM U section, and after completing his studies, he served as chairman of BMSM YS for 2 terms and later moved up to serve on the executive committee of the parent body, BMSM. Brother Siang Chye is currently the director of Nalanda Institute and headed the organizing committee of the Wachana 2017 conference. As a Dhamma speaker, Brother Siang Chye tailors his talks around daily practice of the Dhamma and how the Dhamma can transform one's life. Please join me now to invite Brother Siang Chye to share with us on how the 4 Brahma Viharas can change us and our world. Brother Siang Chye, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, sister. Good evening to everybody from BMSM. I'm again very happy to be invited here to share some Dhamma with dear brothers and sisters. I hope you are all well and keeping yourself healthy, yeah, and safe in the time of this pandemic. So let me share my screen. I have a presentation prepared, and here it is. It's called, well, the title is slightly different. I changed it. It's still changing the world with the Brahma mind. So there is a little bit of a change to the title, but we are still talking about the 4 Brahma Vihara. So let me, yes. So now it is full screen, yeah, and focused on the topic. So the important thing I would like to point out for this evening's talk is that the 4 Brahma Viharas are very, very sublime states of mind, which means to say they are very wholesome and very, very good states of mind. And why do we call them the Brahma Vihara? Yeah, we are going to to discuss that as well. And since we all of us practice the metta, you will understand what is the actual state of mind of metta. But let us look at them as a collection, which is called the limitless. They are boundaryless, meaning to say, once we take them into our heart and our mind, we should not set any boundary to how we are radiating these states of mind. And of course, these states of mind, they are very lofty, meaning to say they are very, very high level. And some of us will also question, since they are so high level, how can I actually practice these states of mind? So the question will arise. They are called the divine abodes in a cruel world. I'm not sure whether you will agree with me when I describe the world around us as essentially a cruel world. Well, it is not a friendly world. It is quite a competitive world. And there are so many things that are happening today that we cannot actually agree with. We find that there are groups here, there are people there that are doing all kinds of things which are not in accordance with our way of thinking. And these people, some of them, we have noticed it, they are not particularly kind people out there. There are many people who are very concerned only about themselves or their group, but they don't really care about others. So in that case, they make this world a little bit cruel, a little bit difficult to actually exist in. And here we are, this evening, we are talking about the divine abodes, because Brahma Vihara, as many of you know, means divine abodes. Brahma is this class of being which appears many times in the Buddha's teachings as being a very, very high, living in a very, very high realm. In fact, they are higher than the Deva realm. And they are born in this realm, in this world, because their minds are very wholesome. So essentially, they are very wholesome living beings. And when we talk about these 4 states of mind, this is how their minds are. Their minds are always in good states. Their minds are away, actually away, they are cut off, or they are distant away from our normal mind states. You see, our normal mind states, we are full of confusion. We are full of anger and ill will, also jealousy, and we are filled with cruelty sometimes. In our minds, we just don't care about other people. And our minds are also very often restless. So this is the nature of our world, our minds, our existence. We are full of all these things. And here we are in the Buddha's teachings that talks about the divine abodes, the Brahma mind. And so we can understand that there is a distance between our minds and the Brahma minds. Can it ever be practical? That is a very good question. Can it ever be practical to bring these two together? And so some people also ask, if I practice to make my mind like a Brahma, I have all these good qualities, won't other people take advantage of me? Won't they also laugh at me? You are such a good person. You better go and become a monk. You better go and become a nun. Go to the forest and do your meditation there. Can our mind if we are practicing this, really make us a human being or one of society, which really is practical to stay in this world with all these other types of people? Or could it be that when you are practicing like that, you yourself, or we will get tired of it because we are different from them. And if we are different from them, it makes us very tired. Sometimes we want to be good, but those people out there, they are not good. We want to be gentle and kind. They out there are not gentle and kind. So can we continue with our understanding and our practice of these divine states of mind? So that is a good question. And I would like, dear brothers and sisters, to have a kind of a debate in your mind as we go along with this sharing. I would like to share with you also some research. And this is a page from Forbes magazine. Forbes magazine, some of you might know, is one of the top business magazines. And they sometimes will write about people and society and psychology and also how people behave in society. So this one I found quite interesting because it talks about technology. Is technology making you lonely? And we see that every one of us, you are looking at the screen of a laptop, or you might be looking at the screen of a mobile phone. We are nowadays very, very connected to technology. And using this communications technology, we are connected to all our friends, our relatives, all these people that we know out there. So we've become a very connected society. There isn't anyone, do you know of anyone today who doesn't have a handphone, whom that you cannot call at any time? Most people will be connected to some kind of network. So either we can send them WhatsApp or whatever, or even through the laptop or the computer, we can still get in touch with them. In fact, once I worked for a boss who liked to be in touch with all his employees all the time. And he would be sending messages, sometimes even 12 o'clock midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, just to make sure that you are connected with the company's activities. So that will be very good if you are a boss who like to send out messages and remind your employees about what you are supposed to do. So this Forbes magazine, they ran a research, and their research found, and I highlighted it in a bigger point size for us to focus on. Recent studies have found that despite being more connected than ever, more people feel more alone than ever. Are you surprised? We are connected by all this technology, but the funny thing is, people are feeling more lonely. Surprisingly, it goes here. Those who report feeling most alone are those you would expect it from least. That is, young people under 35, who are the most prolific social networkers of all. So that group of people that we think are always connected, always sending messages, always sending pictures, always sending video, always putting things in Instagram and whatever it is. The strange thing is they report feeling the most lonely. So this thing about being connected and using technology shows us, if we think carefully, that we are still human beings. We are still human beings that values our relationship with other human beings. So you might say with artificial intelligence, with computers and all this, the world is changing. Yes, the world is changing. But the thing is, human beings still are prioritizing. Yeah, they find that it is important to have all these human and emotional connections. Or else, if we don't have all these connections, human beings will feel unhappy. Not only will they feel unhappy, yeah, they are going to have mental problems as well. So we have to understand this and put the practice of the 4 Brahma Vihara in its context. How do we change the world? Yes, change the world, but at the same time, keep human beings in contact, yeah, with each other and feeling part of a group, feeling as though you are wanted, feeling as you are loved by other human beings. Yeah, we cannot stay alone. We need the affection, we need the relationships with other human beings. So technology is great, there's no doubt about it, but technology doesn't make us feel connected to other people, although we are connected in terms of communication. So that means, yeah, let me take you through another important point. The quality of your life and my life depends on the quality of your and my mind. It is not dependent on the quality of our gadgets. It is not dependent on the quality of our technology, but it is deep down inside the core consideration of how human beings live is the quality of life is actually depends very much on the quality of our mind and how we see the world. This is a key point of what I'm hoping to share with brothers and sisters this evening. And so we go back to the teachings of the Buddha, because it is only through the teachings of the Buddha I find that we can make sense of the world. And how do we feel happy and connected and loved, yeah, in this world, so that we can have good lives, so that we can have satisfying lives. This is important. It doesn't mean that we have a lot of possessions, we have a lot of material belongings, then everything is okay. As we have seen, sometimes the rich people are also the most unhappy people. So we go back to the Buddha's teachings and learn, yeah, from there. Right view is very important, and so is right thought. These are the trainings, yeah, the threefold training of the Noble Eightfold Path. These two are grouped together. So right view means we have to see the world in its reality, not see the world as imagination, yeah, thinking all kinds of things, yeah, here and there, yeah, and all kinds of argue over small things become very big things. That is not the right view. And then right thought is the understanding the nature of the world. How do we bring up in our minds the right way of thinking so that we become happy, so that we can have a good quality of life? So these two, the first two factors of the Noble Eightfold Path are very important. Although tonight I will talk about the 4 Brahma Vihara, the starting point of the 4 Brahma Vihara. How do we change our world? We are not changing the world, we are changing our world. These two factors are the starting point. Because in right thought, the Buddha describes that we must have thoughts of loving kindness. We must have thoughts of friendliness. We must have also thoughts of renunciation. And we must let go the thoughts of anger and cruelty, yeah, and ill will, because it doesn't make us happy. Yeah, we complain a lot, and that complaining, yeah, doesn't make us very, very happy. So This is how we are going to turn our minds and the reason for doing it. Because the Buddha said in this sutta, the Dveda Vitakka Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, he says, and the focus of this sutta is, the Buddha explains how our thoughts, our very frequent thoughts, influences our inclinations, what we like, and also our personalities. The more you think a certain thing, the more you will become like what you think. And you think it often enough. Like, for example, if we have a lot of angry thoughts, chances that we end up as an angry person is very, very high. Why? Because we are thinking thoughts of anger, complaining, no good, very bad. Yeah, you did this to me, you did that to me. I don't like you. I'm going to hurt you in some way. That will make us very, very unhappy people. So in this sutta, the Buddha said very clearly, bhikkhus, and that is us. Bhikkhus are those people who want to study and practice so that we can advance on the Noble Eightfold Path. Of course, technically, bhikkhus means a monk. But if any of us really want to walk the Noble Eightfold Path wholeheartedly, we can be included in this group called bhikkhus. So the Buddha said, bhikkhus, whatever a bhikkhu frequently thinks and ponders upon, that will become the inclination of his mind. If he frequently thinks and ponders upon thoughts of renunciation, he has abandoned the thoughts of sensual desire to cultivate the thoughts of renunciation, and this is of course connected to right thought, then his mind inclines to thoughts of renunciation. And if he frequently thinks and ponders upon thoughts of non-ill will, non-cruelty, then that is what he will become. So I hope I am making my case right at the beginning that we must keep on turning our thoughts, developing the right thoughts so that we change our world. We are not changing the outside world. We are not changing the others, the other people who don't share our values. We are changing our world. And that is the most important. So these are the 4 Brahma Vihara. I'm sure, brothers and sisters, you have come across them countless times. But what is important tonight in our discussion is to understand and see the place that they should have in our minds. Why should our minds be inclined, as the Buddha said? Why should our minds go and follow these 4 states of mind? And so we can have more thoughts of metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha. Why? So we will try to make that case. The practice of the Brahma Viharas, actually, these 4 beautiful states of mind, of metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha. In English, it means loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. It opens our hearts. And because our heart is open, people who are not nice to us, they cannot hurt us. That is the strange thing. We open up, we embrace them. It is like children. Our children can be very naughty, but we don't kick them out of the house. They can say, they can scream, and they can shout, but we still love them. This is the state of the mind. We open up our hearts and minds to the rest of the world, and in doing so, we embrace them. Our heart opens up to them, and we can be healed. Because if we constantly keep the thoughts of anger and disappointment and jealousy, we will make our lives miserable. We cannot be happy. We cannot, yeah, be contented if we are hanging on to all those things that people did towards us, which are not nice, yeah, which are hurtful. So what we do is we open our hearts, we embrace all these things, and then all these things will flow away and we will be happy. We will be contented. That is how it works. But if we close our heart, we don't embrace them, we don't accept them, we will be very hard-hearted, and all those things out there will still be unresolved. You cannot settle them. We will go to our grave remembering, he did this towards me, she said that towards me. That is not a good state of mind. So we open up and allow these things to flow through us. And when we do that, it heals us. So remember, all these 4 states, we have no defenses, but we cannot be hurt. That is the great thing. It's like our children whom we love. Yeah, we open up to them. And although how naughty they are, they can't really hurt us unless we become too protective, too possessive, and too sensitive towards them. So this is an incredible state. It is a most wonderful state of mind because you are opening up. We, in practicing the 4 Brahma Viharas, we open up to them. And doing so, all those arrows and darts and knives they throw at us, yeah, in order to hurt us, because they want to hurt us, some of them, it will just flow through. Yeah, and it won't catch on our bodies, neither will they hurt us. So let me share with you more research. And this is a wonderful thing, yeah, about being friendly and being happy with your friends. This research from Harvard University says, and it was published in the Harvard Gazette, it says, having happy friends make you happy. So if we are happy, we make our friends happy. Not only that, yeah, these are scientifically trained psychologists. They are not, you know, somebody who has an interest in psychology, did something and wrote about it. These are scientists, yeah, and they have the Harvard name behind them. So it is a respectable name. So what have they found out? They found out with this research, one person's happiness triggers a chain reaction that benefits not only their friends, but their friends' friends and their friends' friends' friends. 3 layers. The person's friends, and the person's friends' friends are all affected by the happiness emotion. If you make yourself happy, you can influence 3 layers outside of you. And furthermore, they say this effect lasts for up to 1 year. So my dear brothers and sisters, it's time to be happy. It's time to embrace loving kindness and compassion and mudita and upeka because it will change the world around us. It will reach out to the people around us, and it will change your network, you know, your circle of people. If you don't believe me, please read the research. I have purposely added research from the Western world. They didn't do this as Buddhists. Now you can say he is sharing Buddha's teachings, he's sharing, Buddhist knowledge. This is not Buddhist knowledge. This research, the study, was done by people who had nothing to gain, and this is what they found. The psychologists, the scientists, the doctors, this is what they found. And it so happens I do a lot of reading to prepare for my talks. And this I found was very, very useful for me to try and convince all brothers and sisters that you can change the world around you. If you change yourself, you will change the world around you at least for 1 year. 1 year. Then you see what happens after that. Then you get your friends to go and change their friends. And around you, you will build a very, very happy circle of people. Not everybody will buy in. Don't think that everybody can be converted, but most of your friends, seeing how happy you are, you will also influence them to be like you. If anybody wants the website or you want to take the slides, I'm happy to share these slides with you. So now we go into the technical aspects. Why do we call this Brahma? As I explained, the Brahma beings are beings that enjoy tranquility and serenity and peace in their lives. Because as human beings, they have already developed this. And so when they pass away, they are born in those worlds, those realms, those places whose whole nature is quiet and peace and serenity. They are different from the Devas. The Devas like enjoyment. They like to party, you know. So they are those kind of beings. They like eating and singing and dancing, all kinds of sensual enjoyment. But the Brahmas are very different in that they are not really into all these sensual enjoyments. They are into quiet. They are into peace and serenity, you know, and wholesome states of mind. So when the Bodhisattva, the Prince Siddhartha, left the palace, he cut off his hair and, you know, took off all his fine clothes. The person who offered him the robes in order to become an ascetic was a Brahma. He appeared as a rich businessman and offered. Because why? In the previous birth, he made this aspiration. When the Bodhisattva appears, renounces, I want to be the one to offer him the first set of robes. So this Brahma was waiting. He was waiting for the prince to think about suffering, yeah, and all the unhappiness in the world. And when this got so strong, he left the palace. This Brahma was waiting to offer him the robes. Then the next Brahma we hear about is Brahma Sahampati. And according to the custom, somebody must invite the Buddha to teach the world the way to end suffering. So Brahma Sahampati, and he is the one that is seen with 4 faces, because he can see, he knows what happens in every direction. So when painters and artists paint him with 4 faces. So he is known as Brahma Sahampati, and he appeared in this world to ask the Buddha, please, now that you are enlightened, please teach the world so that we too can escape suffering. So the Brahma beings appeared now and then in the life of the Buddha. And the Buddha knew about the nature of their minds. And the Buddha taught these states of mind to his disciples. Now let us see what the famous teachers have said about the 4 Brahma Vihara. Venerable Nyanaponika Thera, he has passed away. He lived for a long time in Sri Lanka after his renunciation until he passed away. He said, these 4 Brahma Viharas are the great removers of tension, the great peacemakers in social conflict, and the great healers of wounds suffered in the struggle of existence. As we exist in this world, we are wounded a lot by others. We also wound other people. We also hurt other people. So if we have these states of mind, yeah, it helps us to heal, not feel so bad, not feel so angry, not feel so hurt. We open up to others, but we are not hurt. They level social barriers, build harmonious communities, awaken slumbering magnanimity, meaning big heart, long forgotten, revive joy and hope, long abandoned, and promote human brotherhood against the forces of egotism. In fact, Venerable Jnana Punika wrote a wonderful book, a really beautiful book, whom I use as reference on the 4 Brahma Viharas. If you go online and you type Venerable's name, Jnana Punika, and Brahma Viharas, you will get an online copy. And please read it. It is absolutely beautiful, the way Venerable writes about these states of mind. And here is another one, from the Venerable Arya Khema, who passed away ago. And she says, these are the only emotions worth having. Don't bring on board, don't bring into your heart the unwholesome emotion of anger and jealousy and ill will and not like this and not like that. Complain and criticize. These are not good emotions. She says, Venerable Arya Khema says, these are the only emotions that are worth having. So let us look at these Brahma Vihara more closely. Metta, if we look at a mother having a child, this is the state of mind. If you have a baby or toddler, the state of mind, the emotion towards this baby is metta. You just want to love the baby, want to protect the baby, want to bring up the baby to be normal and healthy. Karuna is if this child is not normal, special needs, not absolutely the same as other kids, but you need to bring this person up as well. So extra effort is needed. So your compassion must flow because it's not the same as other kids. So this mother must have the compassion to alleviate, to make the suffering of this poor abnormal kid, special needs child, make the existence much more easy in this world. So that is the feeling, that is the emotion, to really want to take care. The mudita is, supposing you have a healthy teenager. If your child is healthy and energetic and want to enjoy the life, a teenager, what you do is just look at the person and say, oh, you enjoy life. I'm so happy. And upeka is, this child has already grown up, knows how to look after himself. You are balanced. You know, your child, whether son or daughter, can stand on his or her own 2 feet. So when you look at them, you don't want to get too involved, but you still love them. And you know that they can look after themselves. So that state of mind is called upeka or equanimity. So let's look at how they work. This is my technical chart and divided into 4. Metta can be called loving kindness or friendliness. And it arises when we open our hearts to all beings. If our hearts are closed, there are some people, they have been hurt before, they just don't want to open their hearts. There is no metta coming out. But when we learn how to open our hearts, but some people have a lot of natural metta, want to reach out to others. Their hearts are always open and loving. So that is called metta. Next one is karuna, wants to relieve suffering of people, because when you look out into the world, there's so much suffering. And so this person wants to take away the suffering, not let people suffer so much. Mudita, as I said, is altruistic joy. You are happy, I am happy. If you are not happy, I am not happy. And we can rejoice, enjoy more. When all our friends, our brothers and sisters are doing well, yeah, we are also happy for them. Our hearts, yeah, open up when we see other people's good fortune. And you know, this is not easy to find nowadays. Yeah. Not in us also sometimes, because we can have the opposite of mudita. And that, yeah, is not quite right. The last one is upeka. It's called equanimity, balance of mind. Whatever happens, whether good or bad, the mind is balanced. We can accept the ups and downs of life. So it arises when metta and wisdom together with wisdom meets an unsettled mind. So the far enemy of metta, easy to see. There are two types of enemies. One is the far enemy, one is the near enemy. Far enemy, because it's far, we can recognize. Near enemy, because so near to us, sometimes we might mistakenly miss it. The far enemy of metta is ill will, enmity, enemies. The near enemy is you like this person so much, you begin to be attached. There is some kind of sensual desire. The attachment produces sensual desire. Yeah. So in karuna, okay, the far enemy of karuna, compassion, is cruelty, but the near enemy is grief. So some people, when they see others who are suffering, they start crying. You know, they break down. Oh, why is there cruelty, yeah, and suffering in this world? And so because they are so overwhelmed by other people's suffering, yeah, they break down and they are no good to anybody. Yeah, because they are overtaken by the suffering. So that is the near enemy. Some people think, oh, they cry, I cry also lah. You know, I cry and I feel so bad for them, and we hug each other and then we cry. And then what happens after that? You can ask, oh, nothing happened. We just cry. It is not doing anybody any good. The real thing is to have compassion. You are touched by the suffering and you go and do something for this person. Help him or her to overcome the suffering. Mudita, the altruistic joy, the far enemy, easy to see, is jealousy. But the near enemy is, I make friends with you, I come near to you, I want to get something from you. Expectations. It is worldly joy with expectations. And what about upeka? The far enemy is, of course, irritation and disturbance. The mind is not easy to calm down. The near enemy is indifference. So some people say, you know, I'm practicing equanimity, but inside they don't care. So they look as though they are very cool, but actually they really don't care. Anything happen to you, I don't care. So you can say, oh, I'm very balanced. Actually, they don't feel anything. Equanimity is understanding the nature of karma, understanding that people will have their good and bad karma. But that doesn't mean you don't open your heart to them. You still, you know, you close your heart. You still open your heart to them, and you will do whatever you can, yeah, for them. So let's see any examples of this. Here is, I've included this in. When in New Zealand in the year 2019, there was a man who took a gun and shot Muslims in their mosque as they were praying. And there were, I think, Malaysians also killed. The Prime Minister of New Zealand went to hug them. She hugged the men, she hugged the women, and she showed so much compassion and empathy towards them. The newspaper, the reporters, you know, they were so touched by it. And the Muslim community that were hurt by all these killings, so much, suffering, you know, they appreciated all the things that these people, this Prime Minister, did for them. And then after that, she started the law to control the use and the possession of guns, in New Zealand. right? So she didn't get caught into that criticism, yeah, of the Muslims, because some other world leaders started to criticize them. No, she refused to be sucked into, this kind of criticism. What she did was open her heart towards them. So you can see how it changed the temperature, how it changed the feeling and the emotion, yeah, in this country at that time. So to have the Brahma Vihara, it takes a while to practice them. Here, I have given an explanation. The common condition for all living beings is suffering. All of us are suffering. If anybody says, I am not suffering, yeah, okay, you're all right now, but eventually you will have some suffering. All of us suffer. That is our common reality. Unfortunately, very often we only know our own suffering. So there was this miserable man. He was very miserable and he wrote, I'm not much, but I'm all I think about. So he explains, yeah, I'm not very much to look at. I'm not very much to know, but I think about myself a lot. So this is what happens. We are very concerned with ourselves that we don't recognize the commonness of suffering. Everybody is suffering. So if we can see that, yeah, we know how to reach out to them. The picture of this monk is the happiest man in the world. Yeah, and this was proven by Western science, yeah, who did all the research. And he is able to reach out to goats, yeah, and other animals, and they really love him. Yeah. Buddhists should reflect on suffering often. One suffering and the suffering of others. So if we reflect on suffering, that other people are suffering, we are suffering, the common factor is suffering, then we know how to reach out to others. But if we don't think about other people's suffering, only our suffering, we become very close. We only think about ourselves, yeah, which is very selfish. So I'll tell you about this African state of mind. It's called Ubuntu. I am because we are. So there was this anthropologist, he went to Africa and he said to the kids there, let's play a game. He put a basket of delicious fruits near a tree. And then he said, you line up. When I say go, you all go. And the first person to get to the fruits will take all the fruits. And then he said, go. And to his surprise, they didn't race. They lined up and they walked together. And they said, if we race, only one will get it. And the rest will feel bad. Yeah. They said, we are a group. If we enjoy something, let's enjoy it together. Yeah. So their motto is, I am because we are. So these are sampling, yeah, examples of the really good-natured behavior of the Brahma Vihara in different cultures who never learned about it. We are learning about it formally in a lecture, in a talk. But these people, they evolved it in their lives. And because of that, they are very happy. So let me share with you, yeah, at this stage, the words of a really wonderful American meditation teacher, Sharon Salzberg. Some of you might have heard of her before. And she now talks about equanimity. Equanimity's strength is based on understanding that the conflict and frustration we feel when we cannot control the world doesn't come from our inability to do so. Yeah, that means if we practice equanimity, we must see that there are certain things we can change and there are certain things we cannot change. And when we cannot change those things, we better accept. Because if we keep trying to change those things, we are going to be very hurt. We are going to suffer some more. So here she writes, following autumn, winter comes. We may not prefer it, but we trust it because we can understand and accept its rightful place in a larger cycle, a bigger picture. If we apply the same wise balances to the cycles of our lives, like winter, and then after that spring, and then summer, and then autumn, it is nature. So when we look at ourselves, how we are changing, then we can accept it. Yeah, you know, when I was older, I had a lot more hair. Yeah, right. Now less hair, more white hair. It is hidden now, but you can see it here if you come up close. This is what happens. So there are those who use a lot of money to cover up their wrinkles and their old age, the skin and all that. And it is a very big industry, but you can only do so much. You cannot reverse the forward movement of time. So understanding that, there are a lot of very wise Buddhists, and I'm sure there are some here who understand that, and so accept it, because we open our heart, we accept it, we do whatever we can to look good, but when things start changing, we accept it, because why? It is nature. It is the way nature goes. So this is my explanation. And I'm not sure whether we have enough time to really practice. I have tried my best, with my reasoning to try to convince brothers and sisters that it's all in here. If we are very disturbed in here, we will see the world as being very disturbed. If we are very unsatisfied in here, we will see the world as very unsatisfied. So using the Buddha's wisdom, understanding what the Buddha taught, we are able to change our thinking. So in this talk, I hope I have given you points to think. And we should think about it often. Because as the Buddha said right at the beginning, the more we think about something, the more we will become like what we think. So if we think good thoughts, we will become good people. If we think bad thoughts, we will become bad people. But it is for us to understand where we want to go. What is our wish? What is the point where we want to attain? It's quite important for us to ponder and reflect on it. Reflection is very important. Sometimes in my talk, on the Sunday talk, I tell those who have come to listen. On the Sunday, you come here to listen and learn the Buddha's teachings. But you have to take it home. You have to tapao the food, the religious food, the Dhamma food, so that you can think about it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then come back again to refill your containers on Sunday. This is the nature of learning the Buddha's Dhamma. So if we really want to gain and benefit from the Buddha's teachings, we have to think about it often. So I think at this time, maybe we can take some question and answers, some questions, right? And if we do have enough practice, we have done the practice of metta, Venerable Mahinda's guidance. There are a few things which we can also maybe I just very quickly talk about it. When we practice the 4 Brahma Viharas, the first thing that is important is there must be acceptance of the reality. For example, if somebody is unwell, not well and in hospital, and we want to practice metta, the first thing that we do is we must accept it is the nature of human beings to fall sick. So we accept. Once we accept, we are fine with it. It is okay. Yeah, we understand its nature. And then we can overlay, put the metta and the karuna on top of it. What we shouldn't do is not accept the illness. So you can say, I radiate a loving kindness. Get well soon. May you be well and happy. May you be free of disease. May you be free of suffering. And then after a while, nothing happens. That is not accepting. Because the important thing is, as we practice this, we must also, as we practice metta, we also must practice the 4th one, which is equanimity, upekkha. That things will follow its own nature. We can be kind, we can be good and radiate loving kindness. May, your parent or your uncle or your friend be well and recover from the illness. But that is, again, practicing equanimity. We need to accept whatever happens. Whether get well or don't get well, this is the nature of karma. So we practice with the softness of the mind, not a hardness, not a demand. If we practice compassion or practice loving kindness, it is not a demand. There must be a soft quality in our mind. That whatever happens, whether get well or don't get well, we are fine with it. We have to accept it. Then it must be motivated by intention and the right intention. That means you must really want to practice that Brahma Vihara. And then look at the joy of absence, meaning to say, as we practice the good, notice the absence of the bad. We might be very jealous people for a start, but when we practice mudita, the jealousy goes down and down and down. And then we see, I'm not such a jealous person. If we practice metta, I'm not such an angry person. If we practice karuna, you want to help others. So this is the nature of the joy of absence. We see that whatever we practice, it helps the opposite, the far enemy, to go down and down. So this is something I really believe in. If we practice enough of this Brahma Vihara, if we have a lot of metta in our lives, a lot of karuna, a lot of mudita, and definitely a lot of upekkha, our lives will change. We will be more accepting and more peaceful and contented. So the world is out there, but our world has changed. We will be more peaceful in the way that we live our lives. Okay, so I'm not sure. We've done the metta and I've prepared metta recitation. There is also the karuna recitation. And if you want to, we can do that. But if you want to ask questions, I'm also very happy to accept your questions. So, sister, what is the
can ask questions, of course. Those who like to ask questions can type on the chat, or can also unmute yourself and speak out. There is one question here at the chat. Sister Brother Chap asks, can one have all the 4 characteristics?
Yes, there are some people who have all four characteristics. There are some really wonderful human beings in this world who have very natural metta and karuna and mudita and upekkha. Yeah, they are those people. But what I'm saying is, of course, if we find that we don't have enough or we want to have some more, this is the way the Buddha advises us to practice it. We have to change the nature of our thinking and change the nature of our, our emotional center, our heart. So the more we keep thinking, may you be well and happy, then the emotional center, also changes. And the more we do it, you can see the mind also changes. Yeah, you can become more loving, more kind, more accepting, easier, to get along with. So we can have all four, but even to have all these four, all actually are connected to metta. Metta is the base. If you have metta, you can develop karuna. If you have metta, you can develop mudita. If you have metta, you can also develop the upekkha. But if you don't have metta, the rest it's very hard to develop the others, because metta is the opening of the heart. If you don't open your heart, it's very hard, difficult, almost impossible, I would say, to develop the rest. So it's up to us. What do we want to develop? Do you think that you want to have more mudita so that you can be happy when others are happy? Also, it's very, very good. But if you have metta, it's very easy to develop mudita, because you're already so open to other people. You are so loving to them. So your good nature can be further developed. So what we do is, there is a recitation, an exercise for mudita as well. And if you think it's useful, you can always invite me to come back and do the rest of it. I leave it up to you. There is also a recitation for upekkha. So the more we choose which one we want, the more we can develop it. So we can start with metta, and then after about 1 month of metta, we can go to 1 month of karuna. And after 1 month of karuna, we go to 1 month of mudita, and then after that, go to upekkha. So within the year, you have 1 month, and then repeat. So you can do this, the 4 times 3, you can have the whole year developing these wonderful states of mind. Also remember that sometimes people think you have become very strange. You become more kind, loving. Hey, last time you are not like that one. Why are you now like that? So they can see that there's a change in you, because your thoughts, your heart is different, and so they will start to like you. Those who think that you are strange, then you just leave those people alone. You cannot change everybody in this world, but you can change your own self. And when you change your own self, you change your own world. And as I said, I showed you with the research, 3 levels down, you will change your friends. So try that. See whether your friends are changing or not. Okay, any other questions?
Yes, brother. There's Sister Lei Kim. Sister Lei Kim asking, if a person practices vipassana, can they practice Brahma Vihara at the same time? Sabbe Samsara Anatati, then how to practice the 4 Brahma Vihara?
Yes. Actually, it's quite good in my own experience. It's quite good to practice metta or karuna along with the vipassana. But I would recommend not at the same time. If you want to practice during the day, practice the 4 Brahma Vihara in the morning. So if you practice it in the morning, you get up, then your mind also a little bit sleepy. And if you, unless your mind is very, very sharp, you do the Vipassana, yeah, your mindfulness will go here, there, everywhere. But if you have the metta to pull your mind to the state of, you know, recitation, yeah, which is being recited, like may I be well and happy, may my family be well and happy, may all beings be well. You are reciting it, and when you recite it, your mind is pulled to one point. So even if you are a little bit sleepy after waking up, it's a good exercise to pull your mind to that point. So you can do half an hour, 1 hour, you know, in the morning. And then in the evening, when you finish your work, or in the afternoon, when you got a bit of time, you know, after lunch, you can do your Vipassana. And I find that when you have different times of day, your Vipassana will become also very, very good. Because all the things that disturb you, the 5 hindrances, yeah, of the Vipassana, they tend to be less due to the metta, due to the karuna and mudita and upekkha. They tend to be, upekkha is wonderful actually, because in the mindful state, in the state of being aware, there also is upekkha. Upekkha arises with the mindful mind. It is a characteristic. So if you want to practice upekkha, you can, yeah, and then you can immediately move into mindfulness, into vipassana. But for metta and karuna and mudita, I would suggest that you practice at a different time, yeah, and then leave a slight gap and then go and do it, yeah, in the another time of day. But this is only my recommendation. You can try it. That is, you can do half an hour of metta and then go straight into vipassana. See how it goes. If it is good for you, then by all means try it. Yeah, but for most people, it's better to have a little bit of gap, yeah, and then only go and do the other form of meditation. It helps a lot. It really helps a lot. Yeah, if your metta and your karuna is strong, yeah, your mindfulness will very naturally settle down, yeah, and become very effective, you know, also. Okay, any other question?
Yes, there is a brother, brother or sister Yim asking, can brother share mudita and upekkha recitation?
Oh, I have it, but I cannot. It's on another PowerPoint, so I cannot bring it into it at the moment. Yeah, but if you want, I can send to Sister Cheng Tuan, and then you can get it from her if you want. Yeah, if you want that recitation, I can put it together as a different. But I need to tell you this: if you practice metta, you are used to practicing metta. If you practice karuna, you must have the environment, the mental environment for karuna, and then the mental environment for mudita, and the mental environment for upekkha. Meaning to say, you must have a situation where these states of mind can come out from your heart. Example, metta, you know how to do it, yeah. Bhante Mahinda guides you very well, but you must also see the nature of the world around you. When you do karuna, you must have a situation where people are suffering. So, do you know anyone who is suffering? Yeah. Or do you have a situation of suffering? Example. Think of a hospital. Think that you are in a hospital. You are in a hospital ward where there are many hospital beds and there are people who are sick and not well, suffering on those beds. Then you can do, may you be free of suffering. Then it naturally comes up. Yeah. You must be in that kind of situation, or else it's very difficult. If you don't see suffering and you want people to be relieved of suffering, or you think about a relative, your relative, the maybe grandmother or something who is on bedridden, then you can visualize her, but not clearly visualize until a picture appears. You are not doing visualization meditation. You are doing compassion meditation. So you have a situation, yeah, you have a person who is suffering. So what you can think is, may you be free from the suffering. Yeah? Think of that person, think of the person suffering, and then you must have the recitation, may you be free from the suffering. So in the same way as mudita is, you must have a situation where people have gained things. And then you have to think, may you always be in possession of the things you have gained. May you not lose the things you have gained. It could be material gain, that is possessions, or it could be spiritual gain. You become very happy. Yeah, you have learned something from the wise teachers, and your mind is very calm and happy. So you radiate. Yeah, you have gained this from the wise teacher. May you not lose it. So that is the recitation. And the recitation for Upeka is, you are the owner of your own karma. What you experience in this life is mostly due to your karma. Karma is your kin, yeah, your relative. You own your karma. So it doesn't mean that we cut ourselves off from this person. Yeah, your karma bad, you go and suffer. We are not thinking like that. What we are thinking is, why are you suffering? You are suffering because of your own karma. This is the reason you are suffering. Why am I suffering? I am suffering because of my own karma. So your mind becomes balanced. You have the understanding, the wisdom of knowing karma. So you have to own whatever you bring into this world. You have to live with it. And then after that, do metta. Do the karuna. You own it. You own the karma. Yeah, you have the suffering. Now I come and help you with your suffering, with the metta and the karuna. So they balance each other. They work very well with each other. So if you become too attached, then you need upeka. If you see suffering, oh, so much suffering is beginning to affect me. I'm becoming sad every day. So what do you need? Upeka, yeah, to balance your mind. Also, you also need to balance your mind with some kind of joy. Yeah, there's another way. There's another practice is to bring up joy in yourself. And one way of bringing up joy is metta. May I be well and happy. Yeah. So it kind of cover each other. Yeah. If you have too much suffering, yeah, like in karuna, then you know what to do. If you have too much attachment, you also know what to do. Because the metta, oh, I want to look after you. Why you want to look after this person? Maybe there's too much attachment. Then you bring in, the upeka as well. So everything helps to balance out everything. Let me tell you this story, and it's a true story. It's a really true story. Once, one of the uncles in the BMS, he had a heart problem, heart attack. Yeah. And so he was in hospital. He had a heart attack in the office, and so the office people called the ambulance. They took him to hospital. So a few of us youth, we were very concerned about him, and so we said, why don't we gather in my house? I got the space. Why don't a few of us? There was about 10 of us. Will gather in your house, and we will sit down and radiate metta. So the uncle was in hospital, in UH hospital, and my house is somewhere near there. So we gathered, and then we calmed our mind, and we radiated our loving kindness towards him. So about a week later, he was discharged. And then when we met him in the temple, he said, hey, Siang Chye, I had a very strange experience the other night. When I was in the hospital, during that night, I heard you all chanting for me. I said, Uncle, what do you mean? I heard the group of you, and he proceeded to name the people in the group. Yeah, you were there, this one, and then one of the sisters, he said, especially this sister, her chanting I can hear very clearly. Yeah, I said, Uncle, you know what we did? On that very night, at that very time, we radiated metta to you. So in his mind, it was chanting, but it was actually radiating metta to him. So how to explain that? How to explain? So you can explain is that, some of us, the metta really made its way, travel to the uncle's mind, and he heard it not as meditation. He heard it as chanting. To him, it was chanting. So this is a true story. Any other question? No?
Do we have some time? Do we have some time or one more questions? If there's none, we say thank you, Brother Siang Chye, for your generous gift of Dhamma that excels our gift. Interestingly, Brother Siang Chye has shown us how, in addition to metta, the practice of karuna, mudita, and upekkha can make a difference in our lives. Okay, before we call it a night, we'd like to request Brother Siang Chye to lead us in the dedication of merits. Brother Siang Chye.
Okay. I'm not sure how you do it. So we just do the sharing of merits in Pali, to the devas, nagas, and after that, transference of merits or sharing of merits to the departed relatives. So we put our hands together, we calm our mind. We think of the joy that we have experienced by listening to the Dhamma being shared by somebody, and we will reflect on what we have learned so that it helps us to walk the Noble Eightfold Path further, and with more confidence, understanding and confidence. So let us chant in Pali. Aka satta cha bhummata deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakhantu sasanang cirang rakhantu desanang cirang rakhantu mang parang itavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu Samba Sampatti Siddhiyam. So think of your departed relatives. Invite them to have a share in the joy and therefore in the merits that you have accrued. Idamme nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idamme nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idamme nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu.
Thank you, Brother Siang Chye, and thank you to all of you for joining this BMSM monthly Dhamma session. Do take note that our monthly Dhamma talks online are always on the first Wednesday of the month, and Gems of Wisdom, a session to reconnect with the late Chief Reverend, are on the last Wednesday of the month. With that, good night, stay safe and stay well. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.